Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Pentiment Part 22. In the previous video we began doing research on the mural. We got the book Historia Tassia, but we haven't really read it yet because A, we can't really read it, and B, you know, it's a big book. I have to take some time to do that separately, so we're still just kind of walking around talking to people. Not you though. You don't want to talk to me. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural coming? Ain't started. Hear you browbeat the council and letting you do it yourself. Yeah, they didn't have a chance against me once I set my mind to it. That's the spirit. It's good to see you standing strong against those stubborn bastards. God may have made man from dust, but I swear he left some of them with rocks for brains too. You know, Jorg was by to check on my hinges. I've had about enough of their silly projects. That Zimmerman boy seems to have a good head on his shoulders, though. Once you're settled down with him, doubt, you'll have a good life ahead of you. It's hard to think about the future right now. We'll be diplomatic. Oh, sweet girl, I'm sorry. My mouth goes past them ahead sometimes, or so Johann used to say. Your dad's only ever been a fair weather friend to people like me, but... fair weather friend, isn't that an insult? He is a family man at heart, and I can respect that. Hope he knows how lucky he is to have you looking after him. He regrets it, you know, what happened the night the Abbey burned? I'm sure he does. He could have made a real difference for us, stuck his neck out, but he was scared. Or he could have been stabbed. I mean, Claus, I don't think he necessarily made the wrong decision. We all wish things would have turned out different, but that's life. Anyway, give my best wishes to your father and take care of yourself. Thanks, Hetty. Until later. I mean, whether Klaus was there to be like, hey, don't kill everyone, like, it didn't really matter. The soldiers were already there and they were very mad. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good man. I hope so too. This town has seen too many terrible things, but we recovered before. Maybe the Lord will return your dad to health too. I pray you're right. Be glad you have this time with him, I say. Wish I had as much with, Heilvig. I don't even remember who that is. Anyway, should get back to it. Is that maybe your kid? Hey, Magdalene. I heard what happened to your dad. How's he doing? Resting. He suffered a severe blow to the head. I'm worried, to say the least. Hans sends his regards. Bauer household's praying for a swift recovery. Thank you, and thank Hans and Yuta as well. I will. Claus has always been such a bedrock of Tassing. I'd hate for him to die. It'd be, sorry. He's not going to die. I won't allow it. Do you miss your father? Your real one, I mean? Do I miss him? I mean, kinda. I don't remember Joseph all that much. He's become a haze of sorts, a faint echo, a feeling, an occasional emotion. I was so young when he got killed. Mom said I had trouble understanding what had happened for a long time. I understand. My mom, she's like an empty hole in my life. I have nothing of her. Yeah. You never even got to see her, right? Not even a memory, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's worse. Having never met the parent or having only somewhat met. Suppose you have yourself a comparison. God molded you after her. I can imagine how she could have been like stubborn and unruly, yeah? I'm not stubborn and unruly. I mean, I think Magdalene knows what she is. But can I know if I'm actually like my mom? I'll have her stories from people. Well, you read books, don't you? Stories are about things that are true. Books and stories are about a lot of things. Oh. Are some of them about snake ladies and their tits? Would you want to learn how to read? Don't have the time. Work on the farm never ends, especially with the taxes eating at us. Anyway, winter draws closer, so I got a lot of preparation to take care of. I truly hope Klaus recovers soon. God look after you both. Till later, Simon. Hello, Peter. Can I talk to you for a moment? Eh? What is that? I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about Tassing? Old tales. Been so damn long since I thought to ask me about what I was know. Well, there's still a few of the old tales knocking about in the skull. Are there any myths from even before the Romans came to Tassing? Of course, there are Romans and winter affairs that live here, you know. There's spirits older than the saints that live in these woods older than the Romans. They protected Tassing before St. Maurice ever set a blessed foot in this town. What sort of spirits? Sort I'm getting at. Didn't your father teach you patience, Magdalene? Before he got brained upside the head? Sorry. It's Porchetta. A wild hunt to scare them evil ones away. They've protected Tassing since its founding days. Long before those Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Rattus. Now, folks weren't as kind as they are now. I mean, he's technically right, but it is kind of funny to hear. And the tribes fought one another for the best land. Oh, chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who neglected... Did they say yellow-bellied coward back then? I guess so. I don't know, I always associate that term with, like, the American West. Who neglected the old guys. He was too proud to make offers. Because it's him, the guys favored other tribes, and Raz's people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering what they could survive. Cough. One day when winter was approaching, Raz went hunting and found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast, most men Willie helped the beast and loosed it from his bands. Was the wolf a spirit in disguise? Of course not. Wolves are wolves, girl. Stupid idiot. This lady thought wolves was a spirit. What they teach the kids these days. Spirits don't need to skin animals for power. Still, you got the sense of the thing. Old guys are keen to pay favors done, and Porchetta's a guys to the wild hunt. Wolves are animals, and she leads the wild hunt, and the wolves lead the hunts to the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now I'm the only one who remembers these things. Chet saw Rat's actions and took favor on him and told the wolf to lead the chief to Sacred Spring. Rat led his people to the spring and claimed it for his homeland, and we've been in this valley ever since. Then those goddamn Romans came and destroyed everything, but you see, there were other gods protecting this place before St. Moritz. That's why a few of us still honor Porchetta. She protects us against witches and fiends. But not Romans. Got it. But you know, what about God? Maybe so, but before God intervened, the old gods and spirits have more power. You couldn't just light a candle and say prayer to old Porchetta. And blank of some of us think it's best not to anger her again, no matter what the daft priest thinks. Right. What about the Romans? Do you know any Roman legends of Tassing? Roman legends, bah! Don't bother with stories from outsiders or tales of gods that aren't our own. Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. I mean, How do you think Christendom got here? No offense. I'm just saying, you know, if you're gonna reject the Roman stuff, you should reject everything new, you know? It's been generation after generation been tassing back up from those days. And still our traditions keep dying with no one to carry them on. I mean, I'm asking about them right now. Huh. Well, I don't know shit about the Romans anyway. Alright, alright. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, Peter. At least someone wants to listen to me. You know how old I am? 207. Talking so much has made my jaw ache. I'll leave you to rest then. God bless you, Peter. Like, this dude was called Ill Peter in 1518. And he looks the same. He's a damn spirit. Honestly, I think, real talk, he seems to have a better grasp on what the hell's going on in the world. Because Perchetta is not letting his ass die. Magdalene, how are the hinges on your doors? Fine. Maybe Andrew should take a look at them. I'd ask your father, but, you know. Anyway, wouldn't believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust. I didn't realize you had such an interest in him. I can't make fun of Big George. Alright, he's our boy, even if we are a different person now. It's not my interest in particular. Paul would like to institute a yearly check of all homes in Tassing. Oh, I wasn't trying to click on him. What do you think of the idea? I mean, I'm not necessarily against it. Well, it's not a bad thing. I don't see why we need to make it official. Everyone in Tassing helps each other, so I see if someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. Do anything else would be unchristian. But if Paul wants to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know? Speaking of, I'd better get back to work. Nice chat with you, Magda. I mean, I can see how it could be a little nosy. But if they're gonna help you fix the hinges, then I don't see the problem with it. Now, if you were just going around saying, fix your fucking hinges like a homeowners association, then that's cringe. But if you're like, hey, I see your hinges could use a little good hinging, we'll send Big Jorg over next weekend to fix that up. I think that's a good thing. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural going? Hope my husband hasn't been bothering you about it too much. Council's left me to work for the most part. Do we think odds has something to do with that? I don't know if I think odds has something to do with that. I'm not gonna say that. Has he said anything to you about it? Mainly, he's relieved that they don't need to make a decision about the matter anymore. He runs the farm just fine, but being on the council made him think he has a say in everything going on in Tassing. Town business is all he talks about these days. Those men are bad influences on each other, if you ask me. Now they're chatting on about yearly checks of the hinges on every door in town. Hinges! Who gives a damn about the hinges on our front door creak? Actually, to be fair, if your hinges creak, the door's integrity is at stake. Yeah, well, whatever. I don't need to check every door in my house every year like it's a feast day. There's a creaky hinge, I'll chart. If I could hear it. Anyway, I think it's good of you to be working on the mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take interest in something like that. Speaking of, have you seen them around anywhere? I asked them to look after the chickens, but they disappeared. I guess we're just a narc. It's in our nature. They're catching frogs in the forest for some reason. God, those two, what they even need frogs for anyway? Father Thomas says they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. He says those names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis were gods of virtue. If anything, they should be more well-behaved. So Let's see. Names do have power, though. I don't think anything will stop the twins. Names only have as much power as we can allow them to have. Can every Greek name really invoke pagan gods? I think they're just, I don't know, they're just living their life, man. You're right, Father Thomas spends too much time in his books. Anyway, better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Thanks, Veronica. Till later. Hello, Magdalene, dear. How are you? How's Klaus? Well, neither of us is doing well. I've been having trouble coping with the stress. Dad's been hard to understand recently. Oh, Lord. I will keep praying for you both. Both of you deserve the best. Life's been hard enough for you already. Please let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. Thanks. That'd be very kind of you. I've been so busy in the Wrath House, I've let the house go a bit. Not to worry. I'll come by and help. Besides, then we can chat and chatter, makes tours pass quicker. All my children up and grown and no husband to care for anymore. Gotta make myself useful somehow. Aren't you enjoying it? I heard Peter was, well, crazy. Artemis and Apollo have certain ideas about their grandfather. And their great-grandfather doesn't seem to see the struggle he puts me under when he talks about Peter. My husband was hard to live with in his later years. He was an angry man. Peter wanted what was right for his family regardless of what that meant for the relations with anyone else in town. I was horrified when he burned the Abbey, but I still loved him. I felt great shame over the relief I had when the revolt was over, that it was done. I no longer had to worry over his anger or whether he would shout at the children. I can only pray that God and the brothers forgave him. And that he may forgive me. I mean, I don't think you should feel shame over being grateful that the hard times are over. Thank you, Magdalene. You're a sweet girl. I pray the Lord feels the same. I'll let you get back to your day. God bless you. Yeah, I'd probably be happy too if I was married to Peter and the fucker died. No offense, Peter. I mean, he wasn't like the worst person in town. I mean, he wasn't Franz, but, you know, he was definitely pretty low on the power rankings of good people in town. Magdalene, dear. Good day, Magdalene. Hi. How's your father? He's doing better, I think. Have my prayers. You'll need them with Werner on the case. Damn, got his ass. Anna, do not speak ill of the good doctor. He's doing his best. Yeah, that doesn't mean he's doing good. And if you told me to take care of somebody who had massive head trauma, I'd do my best too. Doesn't mean that fucker's not dying. He's a bitter, washed-up drunkard. Everyone knows it. We all have eyes. Yet we ought to trust and believe in him. It may inspire him to be better. As in he had enough time to become better? We're all always growing and becoming more as people, Magdalene. Tell that to whoever gets killed with his incompetence. Damn, she's spitting. No matter. Just glad to be sitting down for a moment. I'm so tired. Andreas and Ulrich can wear down even the most vigorous person. Not even young Ox to keep up with those two. The blessing and the curse of small children. Mom! Ulrich, is she alright? Or Ulrike? Oh yes, she wanted to run off and hide so I could find her. After I've caught my breath for a moment. I don't think she appreciated me taking this long. You're not playing along, Andreas? Hiding like your sister? No. This young man won't lose sight of his mom. Hey Magdalene, could you perhaps go find her in my stead? Sure. Wonderful. She's somewhere in town, although I'm not sure where by now. She ran up the street towards the bakery. I imagine you can find her by the giggling. I'll be off then. I mean, she can't be that far. I mean, we saw her speech bubble. Hello, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Bessie and I are very worried. Alive, and that's what matters. You discover who attacked him? No, whoever it was, they left no sign. Terrible crime. Terrible. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Well, if only his ass had been looking when somebody tried to brain our dad upside the head. Has Gertrude been by to see him? I trust her over that doctor. He's not reliable. He's the most bitter man I've ever met. And he only gets worse as the years go on. He used to talk about how he was too good for Tassing, destined for greater things. Still here, though. Why is he on the council? Whatever his faults, he's still an educated man. That counts for something, I guess. How is that fair? It is as the Lord has ordained. I hope. I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Ressie and I can do for you, let us know. I will. Thank you for your kindness, Enders. It's none. I owe your father more than I can say. Take care, Magdalene. Hello, Mistress Druckerine. How's Klaus? Indris and I have been terribly worried. His spirits are high, but he still gets headaches and spells of dizziness. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Indris is always ready to provide. He and Klaus have been friends for a long time. Thanks to you both, we're certainly grateful. It's the least we can do. My sweetie rather admires Klaus. You don't mind, you weren't born in Tassing, am I right? No, I'm originally from Innsbruck. How'd you arrive here, burlap sack? Twists of Providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl selling all manner of wares on the market, pots and the like. One day this man appears with a stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his words, but charming in a way. We spoke at length, and I was intrigued and soon enamored, as if a candle had been lit. And just as a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul. How'd it feel to leave home for someone far away, uprooting yourself from all life you had? I mean, all things going, I mean, you could do a lot worse than Indris. As far as the men in town power rankings go, he's definitely on the higher end. Frightening to be sure, leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind. But it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and build a new life. Wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck, few prospects for a poor girl. I couldn't see myself sitting at the market, continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there were risks we have to just take. Maybe not the most inspiring. Kind of puts a little bit of a wet blanket on the story. It's like, yeah, you know, he was so charming and all, but also it was like, I'd probably starve if I didn't get married and leave, so there was a little bit of duress in the situation. I'm still unsure. You can't actually know how life would have turned out if you'd stayed in Innsbruck. True, the consequences of our choices remain hidden from us, but not from God. His benevolence guides us through struggles towards happiness. I feel I've been blessed, and it's not been all bad for Indris either. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy and other things. I hope I've also made the right choices. I can't tell you the answer, but I do know what you're doing at the Wrath House is admirable. Don't forget you are important as well, and deserve to live your life. Alright, have to assist Indris with a few things. Be well. Until later. He is banging. Oh, there you are. There you are. You found me. Bet you can't find me again, Mag. could smell the anise on the breeze. Magdalene, darling. Good morning, Gret. Smells heavenly in here. Oh, I've just finished rolling out some raisin bread. Raisin bread! I thought that Andreas and Ulrich could use a treat today. What a sweet... Any special occasion? Oh, not really. Didn't want the raisins to go to waste. Besides, I'd like to drop in on Anna and see my grandchildren. I'm more blessed than I ever imagined I would be. Paul and Anna make such a lovely pair. Ulrich wouldn't believe his eyes if he saw us now. Wish he could see his grandchildren. Not saying that shit. You got your damn mind? You'd always say, yeah, what the hell, man? I'm not bringing up that trauma. Hey, remember that time your husband got shot? Isn't it so weird that your daughter married the son of the guy who shot your husband? Isn't that weird? Sorry that his sacrifice is what was needed to bring your families together. As am I, Magda. You know, I was angry when Anna first took a liking to young Paul. He was always a quiet boy, but I was afraid he'd turn out like his father. I can somewhat understand that, but... at the same time... I feel like if you talk to Paul, you would know that he, like, hates his dad, or hated. Well, I needn't have worried. Paul's a good man and a good father. He's built this town back up from what it was. Nell dotes on those children more than I do. She's certainly come a long way from the meek woman I met. I think it helps not having to live with Linhardt. Well, though I wouldn't phrase it as such, I agree with you. She's twice the woman she was with him. The Lord provides miracles to us all, even if they are birthed from tragedy. Sorry, lady, that's such horse shit. Yeah, you were put into an abusive marriage for 15 years, but hey, eventually you got out of it. That was all part of the plan. I've been chattering too long. My toes need tending. Excuse me, Magdalene. Of course, Gret, until later. Good day, Mr. Struckrine. Bathhouse is the biggest building in Tassing. Doctor? No? Okay. Bro, you're not even hiding. Got you. Aw, you found me again. Wait here. I'll find a better spot. Magdalene, hello! Just jotting down a few new ideas. Do you need something? Yes, if you have a moment, I need to get into the old salt mine, but I don't have a way down. Can you help me? Get in the salt mine, yes? You must be on quite the adventure. Ideally, we could rig up a double pulley system to lower and raise yourself into the shaft. But that might take a while. Well, I'd like to go in today if possible. Of course, of course. Would a good length of rope suffice? You could brace it against the wall of the mine shaft. Are you strong enough to support your own weight? I don't know. Against the wall? I think so. Excellent! Thank you, Baltus. Of course, here you are. Do be careful, though. Make sure the rope is secure. I will, till later. Good luck, Magdalene. If you can't support your own weight, though, you will fall and die. So, be very sure before you go down. Oh, look at that. We have a little rope. Do you think they went inside? Are they allowed to do that? And we just go barging into people's houses all the time, so I don't see why other people can't do it. Walk faster, please. I beg of you. Seeing a little kid running around. I can't walk. I'm so slow. Please. There we go. We had accidentally turned on slow walking. Are there any children? I have this rope. Good morning, Magdalene. Brisk weather today, isn't it? And still Kraft is out there working with Father Thomas to repair the church. I worry about that boy sometimes. He works the stone, but I'm not always sure he has his mind set on it. Masonry. I mean, masonry is a good trade. Everyone needs a stonemason now and then. That they do. Lucky always harped on about being honest and trustworthy is the most valuable currency. How in this life hard work and reputation matter the most. Kraft's taking that to heart, I think. He does a lot of good for the town. I've offered to find an apprenticeship for him, but he won't make his damn mind up. He deserves a chance at the life he wants. He's lived in his father's shadow for too long. He's a good man, Agnes. You should be proud. Now, we haven't really talked to him, so I don't know if I can necessarily back up those words, but thank you, Magdalene. I've done my best for my household despite what's happened in the past few decades. Ah, well, you didn't come to hear me ramble on about my family. What can I do for you? I thought you might have some additional remedies for my father. If Werner's not enough, I understand Klaus's condition is dire, but I thought Werner would be able to provide something. Dr. Stolz has been less than reliable. I can't imagine he provided any help whatsoever at the moment. Bastard's made a mess of himself these past few years. I don't pity the man, though. He's done this to himself. Let me see what I can whip up. Can't promise anything, but God willing, I pray it provides some small help. Thank you, Agnes. Of course, Magdalene, take care. Okay. Hey, Magdalene. Hey, we just vouched for you, okay? So, let that be remembered. Hey, Mags. We have a whip, by the way. Or we have a rope that can be turned into a whip. Can hog tie your ass if you offend us. Got you at the mural, huh? Didn't expect you to convince the council like that. I didn't expect the town to pick a half-wit like you for the council, so I guess we're all disappointed. Damn, Mags. I meant it as a compliment. The rest of the council's been arguing over the matter for so long, even I couldn't get a word in. Then you come in and shut them up in a few minutes. Almost like you're some sort of, like, protagonist or something. We could use more women like you in town. There are plenty of opinionated women in town want to let us join the council. I mean, let's not go too far with the damn heresy or whatnot. You'd have to take that up with the Lord. Besides, I don't think any of them are as hard-headed as you. You're the exception, Magdalene. You always are. Really think so? Yeah. Wouldn't tell you that otherwise. You're, an admirable woman. Anyway, standing up to the council like that was great. I know I'm on the council, but sometimes it doesn't seem like I have any influence. Oh. Otz actually seems insecure about his place on the council. Maybe an ass sometimes, but I don't like to see him so upset. He's always poking fun at me too. Maybe I shouldn't mind him. He's not that important after all. It'll be fine. I'm only poking back, right? I don't want to insult him too much. But you are the youngest member on the council. Others have much more life experience. Yeah, but how am I supposed to gain experience if I'm not involved in making decisions? Being the youngest one on the council has been harder than I thought. I know Balthus and Werner don't think I'm capable, and even Paul has warned me about being too rash. Dad died trying to make a difference in this town. All I'm trying to do is carry on his legacy, but it seems like the others won't make room for any change. Well, sound like my dad. He always said the council was scared of doing anything important. Your dad's right. They're all so old and cowardly. Guess I just want to live in peace, but... man, I want something more. I want to make a difference, like my dad did. Your dad got a bunch of people killed. And just... well, you know. Well, I mean, Otto didn't get a bunch of people killed. I mean, his movement was fine. He wasn't the one that pushed it to the breaking point. But I don't necessarily know how much it really accomplished. I mean, I guess you got rid of the abbot, but... you know. Oh, well, better get back to it. See you later, Mags. God bless you, Magdalene. I'm still here poking the fire like I always am. God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment? Of course. What do you need? Ott said you've been obsessed with your painting. Get his ass. Ott's just jealous I spend more time with the mural than I do with him. He's fond of you. Can't blame the boy. Anyway, what does you want to know? I'm looking into the early history of Tassing for the first part of the mural. Mother Illuminata said your grandfather read about the history of the town. Ah, fertile fields, that is. Seemed like old pot shards and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All Granddad's reading came from the Abbey's library, though. You know what happened there? Poof! Up in smoke. You don't have any of his old books? Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some and the Abbey fell in hard times. They're too expensive. I can show you something better in books. Evidence? Something like that. See, we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals, bricks, or what looked to be an old forge, mountains of salt. Even found a little bear carved from amber. Where'd you find all this stuff? Not just me. Carl finds things. Bobby and two. Any farmer tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields, under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning up something. Where are you keeping these things? Nowhere, just tossing them into piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but we can't do much more with the stuff except look at it. What do you think it all means? I don't, what the hell do you think? People lived here? I don't know. Let's see. I mean, what do you think they were like? I guess I never really thought about that. They seem like regular people. Their remains all look like ours. Tools and weapons are rougher, but not badly made. Carvings and ceramic critters aren't so different from the things Eva made for Otts. Huh. Suppose I expected them to be more strange. Because they weren't Christians? No doubt they were coarse, but they don't seem especially violent. Not like the church says. Not so different from today, really. Okay. Did you mentioned earlier something about salt? The pagans start the mine? Had to have, I'd say. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. That's why Tassing was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. Down here, salt's a way of life. Everywhere you see, you taste salt, see salt. So Tassing wasn't just on the Imperial Road, they made the road come through Tassing? Think there's anything left of the pagans down there? I don't know. Anything they left would have been better preserved than what we dig out of the fields. Hey, you might find like a mummy or something down there. Magdalene, tell me you aren't thinking of going down there. Hides rope. What if there's stuff that could help me with the mural? Magdalene! That mine is 100 years old. You could break your neck just getting in there. It's worth it for the mural. I want to try my best for Dad. Imagine how your dad feel if you got hurt. I made fun of odds. Okay, I guess we did make fun of odds. But hey, yeah, look at that. Then help me get down safely. You won't have to worry. Well, I already got a rope. You're bullheaded just like your mother. And your father. Probably couldn't keep you out of there if I tried. Please tell. Alright, alright. I don't know how to get down there myself, but I know those twins have gotten in a time or two. No doubt they have a trick. And Baltus might not be the most reliable man, but I don't doubt he could rig something up for you too. I promise I'll be careful. I'm holding you to that, young lady. It's been a big help. I had to spread some knowledge around. Important for folks to know their past. Think all this pagan stuff will make it in the mural? I can bring some of the things the boys and I found over to the Wrath House tomorrow if that'd help at all. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. I thought no one cared about the pagans with me and Granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict, worse now than they used to be. I'll be careful. Until then. Okay, we got this rope. Hello, Eva. Magna, darling. Otz isn't here, I'm afraid. I don't want to talk to that nerd. I wasn't looking for him. No? You sure? I think he wandered off towards the Wrath House. He's right outside. Something about the council, if you ask me. I think he's looking for you. Doesn't he do any real work? Yes, he's always working on town council business these days, and he's still working at master and carpenter too. I suggested a few years ago that he take up an apprenticeship, but he was determined to remain in Tassing. I think he's more comfortable here, even if that means he'll never be the craftsman Otto was. I help him how I can, but there's only so much I know how to do. Besides, I think he feels like he's taking care of me instead of the other way around. I mean, how Tom does that. See. I think Dad misses Mom even after all these years. Do you ever miss Otto? Every day. See him in the little things Otz does, the way he smiles or how he laughs. I miss my husband, but I'm proud of Otz. He's growing into a capable young man. I'm excited to see him grow into a husband and father, and he'll make a wonderful partner. Yeah, if he ever grows up. That's the way of men. The Lord gave them lofty spirits that need to exert themselves. Give it time, Magdalene. You'll see. All men are tempered by marriage. Sure. Anyway, I'm sure you have things to do. I'll let you get back to them. Always good to see you. You too. Magda, damn true, damn true. Alright, so what's still left on the agenda? There's going to our house. Going to talk to old Smokey, the smokester, and then the mine. Well, yeah, we still need to, guess we'll read that at our house maybe. So we'll start heading out towards the forest. We'll wait until and do that next time though. Head to the forest, talk to the twins, talk to old Smokey. Head down to the mines, see what we can find in there, have us a big adventure. Should be fun. And we already went up to the Abbey and everything, so we can... Well, let's start walking towards the forest while I'm still thinking. Did we go to the mill? Can't remember if we talked to you. I think we did. Yeah, we did. Did we go into the Golden Hand? I don't remember if we went in here today. Hello, Magdalene. How's your father? Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to click on that. I was just trying to get my mouse back. Is he eating? You must make sure he's eating. I know the season makes it difficult, but he needs the best of what you have in storage if he's to heal. I'll send Nico over with a few of our good apples later. Okay. Who's up there? Oh, is that the doctor? Is that where his ass is hiding? It is. Alright, we'll talk to you and then we'll call it. Madeline! Tell me something. If I must. I'm your elder and I'm on council. Why is there a curse with life in Tassing? What does a pathetic little Hamlet have to offer a man like me? Tell me, Magdalene. More than you have to offer it, which is nothing. We would get our ass punched. Okay? We would get thrown off this balcony. I was destined for the court of kings. Not a town full of peasants who churn out more of themselves than the rabbits in the meadow. A town where craftsmen learn and men like myself, Baltus, even your father, have their minds wasted. In a few decades, they'll be dead and Tassing will forget us all. God doesn't care, he never cared for me. He deserted us all and the abbey was destroyed. If he even exists. I mean, you know, you don't deserve this place if you can't see its worth. Just a gaggle of fools and churls. I try to do my best for all, none of you listen. It's only argue, argue, argue. You, Klaus, Georg, Baltus, yeah. Still can't believe you're working with him. You should be at home looking after your father. Pick herbs or whatever provincial remedies you still hold to. Do something you're fit for. What are you fit for? Drowning yourself in beer all day? You bit. No, you're trying to provoke me. I won't rise to it. You'll never find a husband with that attitude of yours, girl. You're the kind of bachelor I can expect to choose from. It should be a nun. I'm a good man, damn you, educated, important. Have any woman I want to if I acted to try it? Yeah, sure. Keep telling yourself that. You'd be a hideous nun anyway. Roll your eyes. Get rolled on. Tongue-tied the moment someone talks back. Surprise, surprise. If you're determined to be an asshole, I'm going to leave. I have a mural to work on. Do what you want, Magdalene. Just don't ruin the mural. Not that it matters anyway. Help. I'm stuck. Alrighty, so we will call it here. Next time we will head down to the forest, see what we can find in the old salt mine. Should be fun. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.